One aspect of the Star Wars sequel trilogy that a lot of people seem to disagree with is, of course, exactly how powerful Rey is in both The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I wanted to focus in on the character of Rey and what J.J. Abrams plans to do in Episode 9. Now, I think it's pretty much safe to say that looking at The Force Awakens, J.J. was essentially setting up big things for the character of Rey, Snoke, Kylo Ren, and Luke in that movie that unfortunately did not actually get answered. All the different questions that we had in that movie were pretty much left unanswered in The Last Jedi by writer and director Rian Johnson, and/or things were changed around. So going into Episode 9 now that J.J. Abrams is back, he's got a co-writer, Chris Terrio, who worked on the script as well. They put a lot of heart and soul into this project, apparently a lot of work into it, into developing the script. Some script rewrites and adjustments were done here and there. And apparently a part of those rewrites were changing the character of Rey in Episode 9 and giving her a very important lineage, an important idea that J.J. Abrams actually had while he was actually filming The Force Awakens. Now, that's one thing to actually take note of, is that originally J.J. Abrams wanted to give Rey a very important lineage from the very start. Now, since he wasn't coming back for Episode 8, of course, things were changed. He couldn't continue his vision, and now that he's back for Episode 9, apparently some of the changes to the script during principal photography actually featured changing Rey's lineage in this big movie that will serve as the final Skywalker saga film. And I think that there's a lot of hints in The Force Awakens that could very well point to exactly who Rey is. I think it would make a whole lot of sense if they somehow connected her to Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's a very odd reason as to why JJ inserted Ewan McGregor's and of course Sir Alec Guinness's voice into The Force Awakens saying, "Rey, these are your first steps." I believe that that cannot go unanswered. There's definitely a reason as to why he pulled Ewan McGregor into the studio to do a voiceover work for a day or so, and also remixing the voice of Sir Alec Guinness from A New Hope, where he says "afraid" and turning it into Rey. So with that being said, the fact that JJ is working on Rey's lineage and how it's going to be of significance in Episode 9 is one thing to look forward to. Now, what's the positive on this end? Well, the positive thing is, if her lineage is of significance, and it is a very important one, and it does indeed connect to one of the characters that we already know, or a new character or characters that are very powerful in the Star Wars universe, it could be the perfect explanation as to why she is so powerful in both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and it could also justify the decisions on why Rey is so powerful without any training. Now, with that being said, if you guys read The Last Jedi novelization, you do learn that Rey essentially steals the powers from Kylo Ren. The same goes in The Force Awakens. So in The Force Awakens, when she tapped into his mind, she actually learned all of his powers, or at least most of them. And then in The Last Jedi, during the hut sequence, when they're touching hands, she actually sees all of his powers and she starts learning them, almost as if she is opening door by door, learning each and every power as she goes through that entrance. That's how The Last Jedi novel explained it. So that was another controversial thing of exactly how Rey is able to essentially just take and steal powers from other individuals. And that's her explanation, or that's the explanation from the writers and creators of the sequel trilogy as to why she's so powerful. And that will ultimately be changed in Episode 9, which I think is a great thing. I think that changing her lineage, making it more important, and using it as a way to justify how powerful she really is in Episode 9 could honestly sit better with some fans out there that do have a problem with Rey being very powerful in this movie. And I will say so myself. I feel like that Rey needed a whole lot of training with Luke Skywalker before she was even able to, be able to use all these powers like the Jedi mind trick and using a lightsaber effectively against another individual, and beating one of the main villains in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, Kylo Ren. So I think that, since Kylo technically has been defeated twice in a row in each film now, I think it's his turn to take on Rey and defeat her once and for all, or at least for a moment in time, in which he has the upper hand, and that could make him a very intimidating and scary character for the audience and for our characters. So I think that Rey's lineage being of importance is a great thing. I think the fact that it was shifted around a little bit while JJ was making some adjustments to the script here and there. We also know that Simon Pegg, a while ago, he actually spoke about, his feelings about The Last Jedi recently, but a while ago, he said that JJ originally had big plans for Rey's identity and her lineage. She was going to be of importance in the sequel trilogy, and that is coming back apparently for Episode 9, and something that I personally cannot wait to see. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.